Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So as you can see guys, our fear has turned into reality because when the price of Bitcoin was hovering below this monthly CPI line in the past Bitcoin price action, losing or getting rejection from the bottom CPI line has brought the price towards this monthly S1 line. In our case right now, if we look at this price action, where did the price of Bitcoin got gravitated? Exactly guys, exactly at this monthly S1 line, which is lying around 34,300 price area. Because if you have been following me for a while, I have been calling this price movement. Because we were below the CPI line, there was a probability of price testing the monthly S1 line before choosing a trend direction. And now, since we are exactly at this monthly S1 line, the price is showing this support type of scenario, because we know at this current stage around this 34,000, beside this monthly S1 line, we also have support from this descending channel, which we also talked in my yesterday's video. Because on my yesterday video I made it very clear, if the price of Bitcoin is going to fail to continue this rally here to the upside, breaking the central line, right, then we could be getting gravitated towards the bottom of this descending channel. Because we have seen guys, in the past price action, this bottom line has held the price. So that's why this retracement, you can see, is also finding support exactly at this bottom line of this descending channel, along with this monthly S1 line. So that's why guys, right now here in the medium short term, this monthly S1 line around 34,300, and also this lower line from the descending channel is the final line of support if we want to stop this free fall type of price movement for Bitcoin. Now, before I switch into other chart, if you haven't destroyed that like button yet, then please guys, please do it right now. And also for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now let me show you this interesting chart. In a daily or in a weekly time frame, the price of Bitcoin is clearly showing this weakness, because we have found out that each and every time the price of Bitcoin has lost the support from this 50 weekly moving average, we got gravitated towards the 200 weekly moving average, and only after that we started this new markup phase. Similar scenario also unfolded here. Lost the support from this 50 weekly moving average, got gravitated towards this 200 weekly moving average here as well. And in our case, since the price was clearly below this 50 weekly moving average, you can see now, if this exact scenario is going to play out just like here from past price action, then here in the upcoming days, weeks, or months, right, the price could be slowly getting approached towards this 200 weekly moving average. And only after finding support or retesting the 200 weekly moving average, we could be starting this new markup phase for Bitcoin. Because we know right now, not just only this weekly time frame, also the daily time frame is clearly flashing us, according to Wyckoff, this area where we are finding ourselves looks like a redistribution phase from Wyckoff. And since the support has also been broken from this 37 to 38,000 range, right now we are seeing this free fall type of price movement. Because according to this example, as you can see, the price of Bitcoin is going to see a movement here in this manner, where we could be slowly heading towards the lower line area, right, lower line area. And only after forming this proper accumulation phase, we are going to start with this actual markup phase for Bitcoin. So that's why guys, now we have to be extremely careful, because this pullback here could continue further. Because here in a weekly time frame, the price of Bitcoin is clearly showing this weakness. And not just only this one here, also if you look at this very simple example, which I have also been talking in my video again and again, because whenever the price of Bitcoin has lost the support from this rising trend line, you can see we saw a bigger price retracement. And exactly when the price of Bitcoin was also leaving the support from this rising trend line, I made it very clear that in the past price action, losing the support from this rising trend line has led the price of Bitcoin to see a bigger retracement, and this exact scenario could be playing out here. And now if you look at the price action, you can see a very similar price scenario is also playing out right now in price action of Bitcoin. So that is the reason guys, now you can see, looking into different perspective, the price of Bitcoin is clearly showing this weakness. And now if you also look at this in a very simple way, just by using these two moving averages, 20 moving average and 50 exponential moving average, because right now in our case, this crossover, what we are witnessing is a bearish crossover for Bitcoin. whenever you see this 50 weekly moving average approaching above this 20 weekly moving average, after that the price of Bitcoin in the past price action has shown this retracement. And now if we look at this crossover here, right, this bearish crossover where this red line, the 50 exponential, appearing above this 20 exponential moving average, what has happened after that? You can see the price of Bitcoin after this crossover saw a retracement around 43%, guys. Now let's look at this here, this bearish crossover. After this bearish crossover, the price of Bitcoin fell around 48%. Let's go back and look at another bearish crossover what we had here, right? You can see 57%. This was also a bearish crossover. The price of Bitcoin saw a retracement around 28% here as well. Another 29% retracement. So if you look at this here in a whole, each and every time the price of Bitcoin has showed this bearish crossover, the price of Bitcoin has fallen at least, like in average, if you calculate all the retracement what we have seen, the average retracement must be around 38 to 40%. So that's why, guys, that's why it's very, very critical situation right now. So if this exact scenario is also going to unfold, I mean the average pullback, then you can see around this 35-38%, the price of Bitcoin could be retesting. If it's going to happen, right, at least a 35% retracement, then you can see we could be retesting around this 27-30,000 range one more time. And if that is going to happen, then maybe, right, maybe here in the upcoming days, the price of Bitcoin could be also heading towards this 200 weekly moving average before we finally start this new accumulation phase and also this new markup phase for Bitcoin. Because we know if we look at this in a weekly, not just only this example where I just showed you, but also in a very simple way, you can see, guys, in a weekly, the price of Bitcoin was following this ascending channel, because we know this ascending channel was a very, very important line for us. Each and every retracement, right, each and every retracement, we found support at this lower line area. After that, a really nice relief rally. When the price of Bitcoin was also holding the support from this ascending channel, we were actually expecting this relief rally type of scenario to happen. It did play out, but not like this past price action. But now, if you look in our case, not just only the price of Bitcoin has failed to show this relief rally, but we have also failed to hold the support, right? Hold the support around this lower line area of this ascending channel, which here in a weekly time frame is also a clear sign of weakness for Bitcoin, which has now indicated that this ascending channel support line, which was holding the price since December 2020, right, has finally been broken. So this another scenario is also pointing out the price of Bitcoin here is clearly showing this weakness. So we could be heading towards this lower price target, because according to this price movement, if I would add another scenario here in this way, this falling trend line, and another one here to the upside. Now you can see, guys, this here is a very, very interesting scenario. Why? Because this price movement, what we are witnessing after, right, after we lost the support from this rising trend line here, what happened with price action of Bitcoin? Let me remove this one here just for example, right? You can see when the price of Bitcoin failed the support from this rising trend line, we saw a retracement towards the lower line or this descending trend line, right? Now, if you look at this similar scenario, you can see the price of Bitcoin has also lost the support from this rising trend line, and this rising trend line losing the support brought the price towards the lower line area of this falling wedge. And if this falling wedge is again going to play out, then you can see here in a weekly time frame, the price of Bitcoin could be getting gravitated towards the lower line area from this falling wedge, and maybe after that we are going to see this relief rally type of price movement. So that's why here in a weekly time frame, if this is going to continue, you can see the lower line is around 27 to 29,000 range. So that's why, guys, right now, as you can see in general, the price of Bitcoin is clearly weakening. So we are not allowed to over leverage, and also we must use proper risk management strategy at this current stage. So these are some of the interesting scenarios I thought sharing with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button. For all the individual watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.